Hello and welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel. Today we are going to explore a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the 1993 no-mint mark 10-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. We'll take a close look at its history, design, rarity, and what it is worth in today's market. The 10-cent coin has been an essential part of Australian currency since the introduction of decimal currency in 1966, replacing the pre-decimal shilling. The obverse side of the coin features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse showcases the superb lyrebird, a design that has become synonymous with the coin for decades. The 1993 edition, in particular, was minted in Canberra and does not feature a mint mark, which makes it easily recognizable to collectors who pay attention to such details. The coin weighs 5.65 grams, measures 23.60 millimeters in diameter, and has a milled edge. Its copper-nickel composition has ensured durability in circulation while maintaining the coin's distinctive appearance. When we talk about rarity, it's important to be realistic. The 1993 10-cent coin had an annual mintage of over 23 million pieces. While some sources describe it as very scarce, the high mintage and its continued circulation mean that it is not rare in the strict numismatic sense. Many of these coins remain in circulation and in private collections, so standard examples are generally easy to find. This makes the coin more interesting as a collectible for enthusiasts of recent Australian currency rather than as a high-value rarity. So, what about its value? For most collectors, the 1993 no-mint mark 10-cent coin in circulated condition is worth just above its face value. A well-preserved uncirculated coin or one from a mint set can command slightly higher prices, typically a few dollars. Coins that have been professionally graded at a high mint state may attract a premium, sometimes reaching several tens of dollars. Exceptional examples, especially those graded at MS65 or higher, are much sought after and can sell for a significant premium compared to typical circulated coins. However, it is crucial to understand that the majority of 1993 10-cent coins will not fetch a large sum, as they were produced in significant quantities and are widely available. If you own one of these coins and wish to determine its value, condition is the single most important factor. Coins with minimal wear, sharp detail, and lustrous surfaces are much more desirable to collectors. Certification from a recognized grading authority can also enhance value, particularly for uncirculated coins. Other factors that can influence worth include provenance, packaging, and any unusual attributes such as minting errors, which are rare but can greatly increase desirability. Regular coins without these exceptional qualities, however, are typically valued modestly and remain popular primarily for their historical and collectible significance rather than as a major investment. The 1993 no-mint mark Australia 10-cent coin is an intriguing piece of currency history, with its classic design and association with Queen Elizabeth II making it a meaningful addition to any collection. While it is not extremely rare and most examples are available for a modest price, coins in exceptional condition or with professional grading can attract collector interest and fetch higher prices. For those who enjoy collecting Australian decimal coins or simply wish to preserve a piece of history, the 1993 10-cent coin offers both aesthetic appeal and a tangible connection to the country's modern numismatic heritage. The 1981 no-mint mark Australian 10 cents coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This coin is not only a piece of everyday currency but also a small piece of Australian history, and in this video, we'll explore its story, its design, its rarity, and its current market value. The Australian 10-cent coin was introduced in 1966 when Australia transitioned from the old pound system to decimal currency. The coin's reverse features the lyrebird, one of the most remarkable birds in Australia, captured in stunning detail with its feathers fully fanned out. This design was created by the celebrated artist Stuart Devlin and has remained largely unchanged since its introduction. On the obverse, you'll see a young Queen Elizabeth II, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a portrait created by Arnold Machin. The words around her portrait read, Elizabeth II Australia 1981, anchoring this coin firmly in its historical context. The 1981 10-cent coin is made of copper nickel, weighs approximately 5.65 grams, and measures 23.6 millimeters in diameter. Its edge is milled, giving it that distinctive textured feel that has been consistent across the series. That year, millions of these coins were produced, making it a coin that circulated widely across Australia. Because there is no mint mark, it is impossible to distinguish at a glance whether the coin was struck at the Canberra Mint or another mint overseas, which adds a subtle layer of intrigue for collectors. Despite being over 40 years old, this coin is generally considered common. The sheer number of coins produced ensures that most specimens are still readily available. However, condition is a major factor in determining value. Coins that have been circulated extensively may have wear, scratches, or discoloration, while coins kept in uncirculated condition or stored in protective sets retain sharp detail and are far more appealing to collectors. Special proof coins or coins with unusual minting errors can be significantly more valuable, though such examples are extremely rare. In the collector market, a standard circulated 1981 10-cent coin usually holds little more than its face value. That means for most people, this coin is worth 10 cents. But coins that have been preserved in exceptional condition or are certified by professional grading services can fetch higher prices. Uncirculated examples may sell for a few dollars, while proof coins or coins with exceptional grade and eye appeal can be considerably more valuable. Coins with unusual errors or rare varieties, such as misstrikes, are particularly prized by serious collectors. Although these are extremely uncommon, the value of this coin is not just about money. It is a small artifact that connects us to Australia's history, to the decimalisation of currency, and to the enduring reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Its design has remained timeless, representing the cultural and natural heritage of Australia through the iconic lyrebird and the regal portrait of the Queen. While most of these coins are not worth a fortune, they hold sentimental and historical significance, making them fascinating objects for anyone interested in coins, history, or Australian culture. Even though this coin is not considered rare in ordinary circulation, it offers a glimpse into the world of numismatics and the factors that make coins collectible. Condition, rarity, provenance, and even the smallest minting details can elevate an otherwise ordinary coin into something highly desirable. So if you find a 1981 10-cent coin in your pocket or your collection, take a moment to examine it. If it is in pristine condition, or perhaps shows an unusual error, it could be worth having it evaluated by a professional. The 1981 no mint mark Australian 10 cents coin is a piece of history that combines artistry, heritage, and the story of Australia's monetary system. While most examples are common and trade near face value, coins that are well preserved, proofed, or show rare minting anomalies can attract collector interest and higher prices. For the average collector or enthusiast, this coin is a tangible link to the past, a beautiful representation of Australia's wildlife and royalty, and a reminder that even the smallest pieces of currency can hold stories worth exploring. 1974 Australian 10-cent piece featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This coin might look like everyday pocket change, but it carries a story of history, design, and subtle rarity that makes it intriguing to numismatists. By the end of this video, you'll understand its background, why collectors value it, and what it could be worth in today's market. The 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia switched to decimal currency, replacing the shilling. The 1974 issue carries forward the classic design of the time, a bust of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, with her elegant crowned portrait facing right, and the inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1974. On the reverse, the male superb lyrebird is depicted with its tail feathers beautifully fanned, a design created by the renowned artist Stuart Devlin. These coins were struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra and were produced without a mint mark, making them part of the standard coinage rather than a special edition or commemorative release. Physically, the coin is made of copper nickel, has a diameter of 23.60 mm, and a reeded edge. While it may appear simple, the level of detail in the lyrebird's feathers and the Queen's portrait can vary depending on wear and circulation, which plays a significant role in determining a coin's value to collectors. Despite its age, the 1974 10-cent coin is not considered rare in the conventional sense. With a mintage of over 46 million coins, it was widely circulated across Australia. This means that finding one is relatively easy compared to other rare coins. However, rarity in numismatics is not solely about mintage numbers. Coins in exceptional condition, uncirculated specimens, or coins exhibiting unusual errors or variations can command a premium in the collector market. In terms of value, most circulated 1974 10-cent coins are only slightly higher than their face value. On average, they may sell for around $1 to $2, depending on condition. Coins that are uncirculated or from original mint sets can fetch a higher price, sometimes several times their face value. Coins with pristine detail, original luster, and minimal contact marks are particularly desirable. Additionally, coins exhibiting any minting anomalies or errors can attract significant attention, though these are extremely rare among this issue. Collectors seeking to maximize the value of a 1974 10-cent coin should focus on condition, provenance, and eye appeal. Coins that have been well preserved in mint sets or original rolls, and those that retain their original shine without scratches or discoloration, are always more appealing. While the standard 1974 no mint mark coin is not a high-value item, its place in the early decimal coinage of Australia makes it an essential piece for any serious collection. Owning this coin gives you a tangible connection to Australia's numismatic history. Even though it might not yield a huge sum if sold, it represents an era, a shift to decimal currency, and a classic design that has endured for decades. For collectors, its value lies not only in money but in its story and condition. Over time, as collectors seek well-preserved examples from the 1970s, even coins considered common today could become increasingly sought after. If you have a 1974 Australian 10-cent coin in your collection, take a moment to examine its details and appreciate the craftsmanship. Coins like this remind us that even everyday objects can carry historical significance and collectible value. While it may not make you rich, it can certainly enrich your understanding of numismatics and provide a satisfying connection to Australia's monetary past. The 2008 Australia 10-cent coin, a coin that many might not think twice about, but one that carries a tale of design, rarity, and collector value. The 10-cent coin has been a staple of Australia's decimal currency system since its introduction in 1966, and over the decades it has retained its iconic reverse design featuring the male superb lyrebird, a symbol of Australian wildlife. On the obverse, the coin bears the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, and in 2008, this portrait was the work of the esteemed designer Ian Rank Broadley. Every coin from that year shares this familiar design, making it immediately recognizable to collectors and everyday users alike. The 2008 coin was struck from copper nickel, weighed approximately 5.66 grams, and measured around 23.6 millimeters in diameter. It was produced in large quantities, with over 136 million coins entering circulation that year. Such a high mintage means that for the average person, the 2008 10-cent coin is a common, everyday item. Many people have a few of these coins tucked away in jars, wallets, or drawers, never realizing the small but intricate artistry it holds. You might have heard the term no mint mark in relation to this coin. In reality, the absence of a mint mark on the 2008 10-cent coin is entirely standard, indicating that it was produced for general circulation rather than as part of a special commemorative set or proof collection. Unlike coins with limited mintage or special editions, the 2008 no mint mark coin was intended to circulate widely, which means that it is not inherently rare. This distinction is important because many collectors may assume that the absence of a mint mark automatically increases value, but in this case, it simply identifies the coin as a standard issue. When it comes to value, the reality is that the typical 2008 10-cent coin remains very close to its face value. Most circulated examples are worth little more than 10 cents, and even coins in uncirculated condition only attract a modest collector premium. Exceptional examples graded by professional services can sell for higher prices, but these cases are the exception rather than the rule. Collectors prize coins in mint state condition or those with unique errors, such as misstrikes or blanks, but a standard, flawless 2008 10-cent coin without any anomalies will not command a significant sum. Despite its lack of rarity, the 2008 Australia 10-cent coin remains of interest to those who appreciate the continuity of Australian coinage and the artistry of its design. It is a tangible piece of the country's monetary history, a reminder of the everyday currency that has facilitated commerce, trade, and personal exchanges for generations. While it may not be a coin that can suddenly make someone wealthy, it holds value in its history, its design, and its place in a collection alongside other decimal coins. For anyone looking to assess their coin, examining its condition carefully is crucial. Coins with sharp detail, minimal wear, and no scratches or corrosion are more attractive to collectors, while coins showing signs of extensive circulation are valued primarily for their face value. Occasional rare errors or highly graded specimens can reach higher market prices, but these are outliers in the population of 2008 coins. Collectors, historians, and enthusiasts alike may find beauty and interest in such coins, even if their monetary value is modest. The 2008 No Mint Mark Australia 10-cent coin is a fascinating piece of currency, embodying both everyday functionality and the subtle charm of historical continuity. Its large mintage and standard design make it a common coin, but in the hands of a collector who understands its story and appreciates its craftsmanship, it becomes more than just 10 cents. It is a reflection of Australian heritage, a symbol of a queen whose likeness has appeared on coins around the world, and a small, tangible connection to a larger narrative of money, design, and history. So, the next time you hold a 2008 10-cent coin, look closely at its details, recognize the care in its creation, and appreciate the story it quietly carries. The 2002 Australian 10-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, specifically the version with no mint mark. We'll explore its history, production, rarity, and current value in the collector market, helping you understand what makes this coin significant and what you can realistically expect if you own one. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when the country switched to decimal currency. Since then, the reverse design, featuring the male superb lyrebird, has remained consistent, while the obverse features Queen Elizabeth II. On the 2002 coin, her mature portrait appears, facing to the right, a design commonly known as the fourth portrait. The coin is composed of copper and nickel, weighs 5.65 grams, and measures 23.6 millimeters in diameter. It has been a standard part of Australian currency circulation for decades. Focusing on the 2002 issue, this coin was produced in large quantities, with over 70 million minted for general circulation. This makes it a common coin, not a rare or limited edition. The no mint mark designation simply indicates it was produced at the main mint in Canberra and is standard for circulation coins. It does not imply any special rarity or added value. Despite being a common coin, there is sometimes confusion among collectors and casual holders who assume older coins automatically carry significant value. While it is true that coins with special characteristics such as proof strikes, mint errors, or limited mintages can be valuable, a standard 2002 no mint mark 10-cent coin is not considered rare. Its large mintage and widespread circulation mean that it is generally available to collectors and often found in everyday change. In terms of market value, a typical 2002 10-cent coin in circulated condition is worth very little above its face value. Even coins in excellent, uncirculated condition usually do not command high premiums. Collectors may pay slightly more for coins in pristine condition, but the increase is modest, and it is rare for a standard coin from this year to be considered a high-value collectible. There are, however, exceptions that can make a 2002 10-cent coin more interesting to collectors. Proof strikes, which are specially made coins with sharper details and a more polished finish, are more limited and can attract higher value. Coins with mint errors, such as off-center strikes, double stamping, misaligned dies, or other anomalies, can also become valuable, sometimes selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. These instances are uncommon, and most coins of this type will not exhibit these features. It is important to set realistic expectations. The 2002 no mint mark 10-cent coin is not a gold mine, and should be regarded as a common collectible rather than a rare treasure. While it is over 20 years old and carries historical significance, the vast majority of these coins remain readily available and trade for very little above their face value. Online listings claiming exceptional worth often exaggerate the value or rely on buyers being unfamiliar with the coin's true rarity. If you do have one of these coins and want to determine if it might be worth more, examine it carefully for unusual characteristics, including mint errors, misstrikes, or whether it is a proof strike. Coins in exceptional condition or with documented errors can attract collectors and achieve a higher price. For standard coins, however, the value remains modest, and the coin should primarily be appreciated for its historical and numismatic significance rather than its monetary worth. The 2002 Australian 10-cent coin with no mint mark is a widely circulated, common coin. It has historical value and is a nice piece for collectors, but in most cases it is worth only a little above its face value unless it has a unique feature or error. Understanding these details helps collectors and enthusiasts make informed decisions and appreciate the coin for its place in Australia's currency history. The 2006 no mint mark Australian 10-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. We will examine its history, design, production, rarity, and its current market value, giving you a clear understanding of whether it is just a common coin or something that could be of interest to collectors. The Australian 10-cent coin is part of the decimal currency system that was introduced in 1966, replacing the old shilling. The reverse design of the coin has consistently featured the lyrebird, one of Australia's most iconic birds, admired for its striking plumage and remarkable mimicry. The obverse showcases the reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, and the 2006 coin uses the fourth portrait of the Queen, showing her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This design captures the dignity and elegance of the monarch and has been familiar to Australians for decades. The 2006 10-cent coin is made of copper nickel, weighs approximately 5.65 grams, has a diameter of about 23.6 millimeters, and features a milled edge. The reverse retains the intricate lyrebird design by Stuart Devlin, while the obverse features the Queen's portrait sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. The coin was produced by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, with a total mintage of approximately 157 million pieces, making it a common circulation coin. Its no mint mark status indicates that it was produced in the standard mint without any special marking, which was typical for circulation coins at that time. Because of its high production numbers, the 2006 10-cent coin is considered common. It does not possess rarity in the traditional collector sense, and under normal circumstances, it does not carry a high premium. Circulated coins typically trade very close to face value, sometimes slightly above, depending on condition. Uncirculated examples or coins in mint state may command a small premium, particularly if they are part of a collector's set, proof set, or exhibit exceptional condition. Error coins or misstrikes, although rare for this year, could potentially fetch more attention from collectors if authenticated. In general, the 2006 no mint mark 10-cent coin holds only a modest value above face. For most coins found in circulation, it would sell for just a fraction above its original 10-cent value. Even in near-mint condition, the premium remains limited, reflecting its status as a common, widely produced coin. While it is part of Australia's numismatic history and carries the elegant design of the lyrebird and Queen Elizabeth II, it is unlikely to be considered a high-value collectible unless it possesses extraordinary characteristics such as being part of a mint set or showing a rare minting error. The 2006 no mint mark Australian 10-cent coin is a piece of history that connects collectors to the continuity of Australia's decimal currency. It is a beautiful coin in its design and craftsmanship but is common in circulation and generally has only modest value. Its worth is mainly in the condition, provenance, and potential uniqueness of an individual coin, rather than in its mintage alone. For collectors, it remains an interesting coin to include in a full set or to keep in pristine condition, but it should not be expected to command large sums of money under normal circumstances. Thank you for watching. I hope this detailed look at the 2006 no mint mark Australian 10-cent coin has given you insight into its history, design, and market value. If you have one of these coins, take a moment to examine its condition and consider whether it might be part of a collector's set. Even common coins have their charm, and understanding their story makes collecting all the more rewarding. Happy collecting, and stay tuned for more numismatic explorations.